As the month of September comes to a close, so does the military career of a distinguished and decorated veteran who has served our country for 37 years and led the New Hampshire National Guard through most of the last decade. Major General Bill Riddell joins us today. And General, thank you for being here, and also thank you so much for your service.
Thanks, Adam.
I've heard you say before that your daughters have never known you not at war, indicative of the burden that you and many other veterans have shouldered in this post 9/11 era. What does it mean to be able to ease away from that burden now?
Do you ever ease away from it? I don't think I'll ever ease away from it. I might not be right on the ground floor, but I'm going to be on the outskirts still helping, because you have to.
Right. And help has been a big part of your agenda as Adjutant General. Describe, you have your active duty guys, but you've been very focused on the veterans as well.
Oh, absolutely. So we, as you've heard me talk about Fort New Hampshire, that was started with Colonel Ted Kerr, and then it went on to General Clark, and then me. It's basically, we want to take care of any active duty member, reservist, guard member, veteran, and their family, as long as we have the resources to do so. Guess how many resources we get? Not a lot. So I have to rely on Fort New Hampshire in reaching out to the entire state, and the state has been outstanding in that. Can we do more? Absolutely.
The Ask the Question campaign, something as simple as saying, have you or a family member been in the service?
Right.
And this can open the door to all sorts of things in terms of getting them help or just providing some friendship. Explain where that campaign came from.
So that came from Lieutenant Colonel Steph Riley, one of our Air National Guard members who passed away. She noticed it in her job, because she worked at Concord Hospital, that people weren't trying to figure out why this person was acting. And when she would ask the question, well, I was a veteran. Well, did you suffer any head injuries? And then they started digging, and you can look at it and, okay, the person has migraines. Well, no, he suffered from TBI. So having that little bit of information changes maybe the diagnosis and how we help them overall. And it doesn't have to be a health issue or one of those invisible wounds like behavioral health issues. There's a whole bunch of things we can do to help out our veterans.
Yeah. How big of a problem is undiagnosed PTSD, would you say, among our global war on terror vets in particular?
So overall, they estimate probably a quarter or less, but that's a big number, and we're not exactly sure why. But they keep on looking for the answer why. I don't know if they'll find it.
What's the best thing we can do to help people who might be in that situation? I mean, we can ask the question,
sure,
have you served, but what's the next step after that?
So the other thing we're trying to do is there's no wrong door. So if you ask the question and they say yes, and then they give you an issue, my hope is that they would call me. I'm the 911 for that side, and we'll try and help that individual navigate everything that can be done for them in New Hampshire. Doesn't necessarily mean that I have the answers, but I'm going to hand that person off, and then I'm going to check back with that person saying, how you doing? Did you get help?
How has the global war on terror changed the Guard? You've had this perspective both before and after. What is the difference now after we have 17 years now?
Yeah, so I go back to when we first started, right, which is Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Even though that wasn't the global war on terrorism, that's where it started for the New Hampshire National Guard, and we've become an operational force, meaning almost every year we're deploying people and they're going on an operational mission. It's not their summer camp or whatever, just training. It's an operational mission. And that's because of the size of the military today.
And so this means that the National Guardsmen we have today are much more integrated, I guess, into the military stance of our country right
now. Absolutely. And right now we've got 200 deployed overseas in the fight. We've got 8 deployed right now for domestic operations, meaning down in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, helping out, and possibly more on the way.
And this is that key aspect of the Guard, why so many people sign up is you do get to help out stateside on so many things.
Absolutely.
What are your people doing right now in Puerto Rico? This is a situation that looks terrible, actually.
Right, so right now we have 7 individuals from the Air National Guard. We have like a portable hotel unit. It's bunking for about 150 folks that are moving into the Virgin Islands. That way they have someplace for the first responders to sleep and rest. We can't burn them out, because if we burn them out, then we don't have enough people behind them. So they got to get their rest. And then I've sent a communications specialist that's on his way to Puerto Rico right now.
Well, you mentioned, burning out. Is it fair? I mean, there's such a small segment of the population now that, as we talked about, shouldering this burden in the post 9/11 era. Is it fair that so few people here, I mean, they answer the call to serve, and they're doing this because they want to, but you hear about 6, 7, 8, 9, a dozen deployments for these guys. Is there more that we can do, I guess? What would be your message to the rest of the public about what veterans have gone through over the last decade and a half?
So I think the biggest thing is just recognize that they are doing it. And I think you've seen me, I'm almost always in this uniform, because my promise to my folks and their families, I'll wear this uniform as long as we've got people deployed, because otherwise it's now buried on page 50 or never even talked about. Yet these folks are going out, taking time away from their family, taking time away from their employer, and taking time out of their life to make it work.
That must be an important part of leadership for you. I mean, this is something that you've done and studied, but applied as well. The symbolism of being able to wear that uniform and showing people, yes, we're active duty, we're serving. Right. That's something that I'm guessing that you've prioritized in terms of more than just that, and trying to show that the people serving under you, that this is something that we should make sure the community knows.
Oh, absolutely. And you guys have been great. There's other folks in the media that have been outstanding in getting our story out. But I still have my older veterans tugging me saying, we really like you when you're in your dress uniform. I'm like, but the people of New Hampshire, the people of the United States don't know we're still at war. We're still out there protecting the nation.
Mm-hmm. One of your other major areas of focus has been in cyberspace. It's a word that sometimes, when you talk about cyberspace in the military, it kind of conjures this image of a darkened room deep in the Pentagon. But this is something now that's spread across all branches of the service, and I'm guessing that's important to even have guardsmen up on these things, because this is the future.
Oh, absolutely. And because of our dual role mission, we do it for the nation and we do it for the state of New Hampshire. The tools and trades that we would learn on the federal side can help on the state side. So if there's an issue in the state, I want to be ready to help the governor out, no matter if it's the state network or possibly a company inside the state that needs help. It just depends on if they want the help.
How will we know if there's been a cyber attack? Is that something, I mean, this is one of these things where the power might just go out and we're not really sure. This is one of these nebulous things.
Absolutely. A lot of times we have found that if there is a cyber breach, it's usually months before they actually figure out that there's been a breach. Wow. And sometimes longer than that.
Well, this is a politics show. I'll ask you one political question. Okay. What's your opinion of what's going on right now with professional athletes taking a knee during the national anthem?
So it's been interesting. I believe in, I fight for freedom of speech. So if that's what they want to do, great. I thought it was kind of sad that the one individual who was a former Army Special Forces was the person out there with his hand over his heart. It's hard to take the military member out of us. And sometimes we're going to stand on our freedom of speech and doing what we believe in. Yeah,
difficult situation, and hopefully everyone can just unify around something. Who knows what it is. What are you going to miss most about the active duty part of the Guard?
The people. It really will be. We are a very small state, but when you look at the Army and the Air National Guard and what they've done, they're David taking on Goliath. We take on big states and we win every time. So I hope the folks in New Hampshire understand that and should be really proud of their members of the National Guard.
Right, and this is historically, the groups fighting from New Hampshire have gone all the way back to the Revolution, the Civil War. It's a storied history. What does it mean to have been a part of that?
You always hope that you leave it, the Boy Scout motto, always leave it better than you found it. And just, it's interesting watching the active duty talk about their service, and we're like, yeah, we've been here. We were here 200 years before they even thought about you. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, Major General Bill Waddell, we thank you so much for your service and for joining us here today.
Thanks.
And enjoy retirement. I'm sure we'll be seeing you in many different capacities.
You will.
In the
future.
It's
a promise, not a threat.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.